Today we will start day 3 of Unit 3, which is still dividing polynomials, but today we're going to do that with a method that's called synthetic division. So the first question we want to ask is, when can we use synthetic division? And you want to use synthetic division when our divisor is a binomial in the form of x minus some number. Okay, so x minus some number. An example. If I have 4x squared plus 2x plus 1 divided by x minus 3. This is a binomial, 2 terms, x minus some number. So this is okay. We could use synthetic for that. In this example, if I had 4x squared plus 2x plus 1, and I wanted to divide that by x squared minus 3. This is a binomial, but it's not in the form x minus a number. Because of this x squared, no, we would not use synthetic division for this. Another thing we want to remember is our leading coefficient should be 1. So the leading coefficient of the binomial should be 1. Alright, so our first example tells us to divide using synthetic division. We do have a binomial, leads with a leading coefficient of 1, x minus some number. It could also be x plus a number. So, I mean, this could be plus or minus a number. So what you're going to do is this is your factor. So you're going to find your 0 or take the opposite of your factor. So in this case, x would equal 6. And you're going to put 6 in this little box, which I know this looks a little different for you. Just like long division, you want to make sure that you do not need placeholders. So we have x squared, x, and our constant. So what you're going to do now to make your first row inside this box is you're going to take the coefficients as you go across and then your constant. So we have 1 in front of x squared, we have negative 1 in front of x, and then negative 30 for your constant. Then the process to make this happen is you always drop your first term down, and then you're going to multiply. So I'm just going to write multiply. So we're going to say 6 times 1 is 6. That's going to go here. And then you always add down. So negative 1 plus 6 is going to give us 5. Then you start your whole process over. So 6 times 5 is 30. So it makes kind of like a half circle. 6 times 5 is 30. Add down to get 0. So our remainder is 0. You're going to write your answer based off of 1 less than your leading variable for your dividend. So if my dividend started with x squared, then this is going to be 1 less than that. So it's going to be 1x plus 5 for my answer. And you know we're not going to write it like that. So our quotient is x plus 5. Now, could you have done long division with this? Yes, you could have. And you would have gotten the same answer with a 0 remainder. I know this is a new process for you guys, but if you will just give it a chance, you're going to love it compared to long division. Example 2, we have our dividend divided by our divisor. Our divisor is in the right form, x minus a number. However, if you look, this is all mixed up. So we want to rewrite this first. and put it in descending order. So I've got x to the 4th minus 5x to the 3rd. If you notice, there's no x squared. So I'm going to add in a 0x squared. Then I have my 7x. And then my minus 8. Okay? So I rewrote it in descending order, adding my placeholder in. So here, if this is x minus 2, we're going to put positive 2 in the box. So then we want our coefficients only, no variables, so coefficients. So we have a 1 in front of the x to the 4th, a negative 5, a 0 in front of x squared, a 7, and then a negative 8. First number always comes down, and then you're going to multiply. So 2 times 1 is 2, always adding down. So negative 5 plus 2 gives us negative 3, multiply. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, always adding down. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. When I add down, I get negative 5. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So when I add this, I'm going to have negative 18. That last number is always going to be your remainder. So you're going to write your answer, just like we did with long division, as your remainder over your divisor. So again, we started with x to the 4th. This will always be 1 degree less. So this is going to be 1x to the 3rd minus 3x squared minus 6x minus 5 with my remainder of negative 18. So now let's write it all in order. So x to the 3rd minus 3x squared minus 6x minus 5 plus my remainder over my divisor, and your divisor is the x minus 2. So there's your answer for example 2. So go ahead and pause the video and try the your turn problem, and then we'll come back and I'll work that one for you. Okay, hopefully you have a second to do that. The first thing I notice in this problem is that I am missing some variables. So I'm going to rewrite this as x to the 4th plus 0x to the 3rd plus 0x squared minus 3x minus 40. So we had to add in 2 placeholders this time. If this is x plus 5, we're going to put negative 5 in our box. And then we want our coefficients. So we have 1 in front of the x to the 4th, 0, 0, negative 3, negative 40. Drop the first number down, multiply. So negative 5 times 1, always adding. Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Negative 5 times 25 is going to be negative 125. Negative 5 times negative 128 is going to be 640. So you should have gotten a remainder of 600. So again, this started with x to the 4th. You're going to begin your answer or your quotient with 1 degree less than that. So x to the 3rd minus 5x squared plus 25x minus 128 plus 600 over our divisor. Hopefully you got that right. And the next video we'll start up on the factor theorem.